This week, ChatGPT launched a product which is basically my entire company. And as Mark Cuban said, their feature is your product. Now, when this happened, I was shocked. I didn't move. I was just kind of like, holy crap, I need to launch CHUMP as soon as possible. And if you've been following the channel, I'm on week 8 of building a company solo with AI. And when I saw what ChatGPT had come out with, I said, how the hell am I ever going to compete with OpenAI? And if you haven't seen this product, here is the launch video that they had when they put this up on X, and it kind of went viral because people were like, you know, the good and the bad of maybe connecting your bank accounts to let AI look at it. But anyways, here it is. So as you can see, and if you've been following along, CHUMP is very similar. I think it's very similar from like 30,000 feet. The idea being that, look, you're going to connect your bank accounts through Plaid, and then you're going to be able to get real-time insights back on your money. CHUMP is, however, a little bit different. And I think I could talk about the differences for a while, and I'm actually going to work on a newsletter article for that because I think that that's just going to be more appropriate. I could make a video about that too. Maybe I will in the future. But what I want to focus on is how the idea that, like, why this doesn't kill me. Because for a second it did. I would say for about 5 minutes I sat there and I was like, why am I ever going to continue with this? Why should I even continue with this endeavor? When I got into AI, when I started vibe coding 8 weeks ago, I said to myself, I want to basically build a company. I want to start from zero, build a company, being a non-technical person, use this thing to code, and then launch that company. And I think that'd be really cool. And that's what the exercise would be. Out of that came CHUMP. CHUMP's super simple. You're going to get a text every single day after you have connected your bank accounts via Plaid, and there's not going to be an app. There's no dashboards. You're just going to get a text. It's going to go right into your SMS. So if you have an Android, it will be in green. If you have an iPhone, it will be in blue, and it's just going to say, hey, this is what you spent today. And then you'll talk with it, and the idea is you only talk to it for like a minute, and that's it. Money clarity for under a minute a day ideally is going to help people become better with their money. The idea is it's just the truth. This is what is going on. And I also realized that I have a little Peter Pan thing going on here. I have traveled. I'm not up in Massachusetts right now. I'm down in Bogota, Colombia, so I don't have my normal studio set up here, but this is what we're doing, so sorry for the Peter Pan. When I saw that OpenAI had did this, the first thing I said to myself is, you should stop now. You should pivot hard. You should quit. Don't go ahead with this. After about 5 minutes, though, I realized, holy crap, OpenAI has just launched a feature in ChatGPT, and it's for their, I think, the pro users that pay $100 a month. CHUMP will be $9.99 a month, and actually even cheaper if you buy the annual plan, so there's that. That's really good. And once again, I don't want to get into the comparisons of these two because I've been thinking about that a lot. I really want to talk about more the philosophy of a builder, where you're always just like, you know, there's always a bigger company, a bigger whale that's like one feature away from killing your product. Going back to the Mark Cuban tweet here was like, hey, entrepreneurs, you know, your feature is their product. I actually, though, was like, holy shit, I have an idea that I put out to the world. Granted, maybe no one saw it. This channel has a couple subscribers, and I thank every single one of you for following. But I had an idea, and I put it out to the world. Now, granted, I didn't launch the full product, but I had an idea, and I put it out to the world before OpenAI. So I think that that's pretty cool because that's billion dollar company. I don't know. Maybe when they IPO, it'll be worth $1 trillion. I still don't even know what's happening right now with that. Point being, I had an idea publicly before OpenAI. So that is what I'm sticking with. That is what I'm going with, and I'm going to continue to develop CHUMP. Now, what it has done is it's pushed off my launch schedule. I was going to be doing beta basically all this week, having done some prototyping for the last 2 weeks. If you've been following, do beta for about 2 to 3 weeks, really work the kinks out, get it perfect, and then launch sometime around late June for the public. Anyone could just, you know, click the link, sign up in 5 minutes, and start getting texts about their money. You know, basically start to talk to your money, right? Talk to your bank accounts. That has completely changed. Now I'm like, how do I get this thing off the ground as soon as possible? I don't even care if it's messy. I just need to get it out publicly because I need to start brand aligning this against OpenAI. I want like the Mac and the PC ads, right? That's how I'm thinking about it, right? OpenAI being the PC and I would be the Mac. Mine's going to be clean. The UX is going to be clean. And it's not going to be with OpenAI. OpenAI right now is not the coolest company for many people. So that is kind of where I am. Everything shifted. I was going to be doing beta for the next couple of weeks, inviting 10 friends to basically try it out. But now I'm like, screw that. How do I get this thing out publicly as soon as humanly possible to start getting feedback and start getting real customers? Because ChatGPT's feature is already out. It is already live. If you pay $100 a month, you can connect your bank accounts through Plaid, as you saw in the video in the beginning, and then you can start to basically ask it about your finances and use AI in a way to hopefully improve your financial literacy. Because at the end of the day, at 30,000 feet, that is what I hope to do with CHUMP. I hope that CHUMP helps people become better with their money, because it's going to be a daily mirror that you have to engage with. You kind of have to look at. You have to look in the mirror of your money and say, holy crap, I didn't realize I was still paying $30 for that subscription. Or holy crap, when I went out last night, I didn't realize I spent $250 at the bar. I thought it was only $120. Because money, the way we use it now with just credit cards or your Venmoing somewhere or Cash App, and we don't really feel it anymore. And maybe in a future episode, I'll kind of talk more about the why of the CHUMP. And I'm working on a newsletter that will be a 2-part newsletter that builds the context of why CHUMP and why now, and then what CHUMP is. And I've talked about that a little bit on this channel. And you can go to hichump.com right now and read about it. But what I wanted to share with you this week is that I honestly almost felt that ChatGPT almost killed me. Their feature was almost my product, but it's not. I've taken a step back. I feel better about it. They're completely different products. Even if at 30,000 feet they're trying to do the same thing, at the UX, UI level for the user, they will feel like very, 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 very different products. So anyways, week 8 is crazy. I should be going directly into beta, but I hope, honestly, by week 9, I hope this is actually live. By next Sunday, ideally this is live. And ideally I'm like, please go to hichump.com and sign up and get going on it. And tell me if the onboarding is shit. Tell me what I should, fix for that. So life happens. The life of an entrepreneur is just new challenges every day. And honestly, waking up and seeing the video that I showed at the beginning of this video was super sobering. Because for about 5 to 10 minutes, I said, what am I doing? Do I need to start over? Do I need to just scratch this? Feeling like David and like versus 100 Goliaths being OpenAI, and I'm not even David. I'm like David's. I'm smaller than whatever David would be, and probably like 1,000 Goliaths would be OpenAI. So, anyways, moving forward, I hope to have this thing live as soon as possible. If you've been following, thank you so much. If you want to be one of the first users, because the first 50 users that sign up for CHUMP, and when we make it to 1,000, then the first 50 users go free forever. So that's kind of exciting. So, if that maybe is you and you want to sign up, comment 50 below, FIFTY below, so I know that you made it this far in the video. I will see everyone next week. David can beat Goliath. Maybe even the mini David can beat 1,000 Goliaths. We are going to find out. I'm excited for the Mac PC kind of look between what OpenAI is doing and what CHUMP is going to be doing. But like I said, it really feels validating that a company with way smarter people, with a lot more resources, and I think millions of users at this point, came to the same conclusion that, hey, we can help people with their finances by leveraging a little AI and connecting our bank accounts. So anyways, thanks so much for watching. Comment 50 below if you are excited about being one of the first 50 to use CHUMP, and I will see everyone next week. Week 8 is over. What a crazy week it was. See everyone next week.